Today is Friday, July 1st, 2022, and I am here at the start of the Colorado Trail Segment 4, the Lost Creek Wilderness. Today I'm actually going to be heading up only about 8 or 9 miles, pretty steep grade to start, and then it'll open up into a meadow. I plan to camp right about at that meadow, and then tomorrow keep camp intact and take a day pack to the end of the trail from there, back to camp, break camp, throw it back in the big pack, and then hike on down. Today should be 8 or 9 miles, and tomorrow's going to be about 24. It's going to be a big day. There is pretty inclement weather. Right now it's not raining, but you'll see as we get going here, really dark clouds driving out. It's about 3:30. We did expect monsoon rain to come through and a little bit of thunder and lightning maybe, but I am gaining about 2,000 feet. After all these trips, this is actually my very first solo backpacking trip. There's only going to be one night, but I packed food, beer, got a little tequila, so it's going to be awesome. So let's get going here. Colorado Trail, Segment 4. All right, well, here we go. Segment 4 of the Colorado Trail. Starting it up. Again, I will be doing a out and back hike. So the trail's a little over 16 miles. And round trip will be about 32. Again, am concerned with the weather, specifically for filming. If it rains real hard, I'm gonna have to be putting the camera away a lot, but this first 8 miles is on a dirt road. This old road, and it is gonna get steep real quick. Gotta tighten these bad boys up going uphill. Not sure if that's beer stat. I don't think so. It's pretty cool looking in the clouds. I'm entering the Lost Creek Wilderness. Keep the top part for me, and the bottom part for them. This is beautiful. Everything's a little damp. You can tell it got some rain recently. There are a ton of columbines out here. It's just ridiculous. Look at all these guys. Just everywhere. Oh man, this is beautiful. So the climb was pretty relentless for the last mile and a half, and I know it's going to continue. It's going to be fun to have my first night solo here. Just take a look at this forest though. It's really unique. No low branches on any of these trees. It's just a tunnel in here. So this is officially the first water I've seen. It is flowing. A little over 2.5 miles in. So this is pretty nice. It basically kind of went steep, flat, and then there's another steep push. So I'm on the flat before the steep push, and then it's like down 2 more miles to camp. So I'm about 4.5 miles in, almost halfway for the day. And it is 5:10. Still trying to get there by about 7. Might happen. 4.6 miles in, just filled up at McCurdy Creek, and I'm right about halfway. It's 8.8, so 4.4 would be half. I'm at 4.6. I'm getting a little more raindrops. It's a little gray up there, but again, I can put the camera away. I even got a grocery bag, my Walmart strategy, putting a grocery bag over my camera. Doesn't look like it, but this is getting steep. So I got the rain gear on, pack cover, and a steep ass hill. Really got to push it right now. This has just been a steep slog. All right, I'm making a left. Don't go that way. Going up, up, up. All right, so it's getting windy and it's really starting to rain, so I'm gonna put the camera away. All right, everyone, we are back. and things definitely changed. It started dumping rain, so I hunkered down under a tree and actually put the camera away into like a little case thing I have to protect it from the water, because once humidity gets into it, it'll be really fogged up. So I'm actually surprised this looks the way it does, which is nice. Take a look at this now. Blue skies. It dumped rain for a while. This trail is just soaked. Puddles everywhere. I should almost be to the top of this. And once I get to the top, it should be like 1.5 miles to camp. I'm about 2 miles from camp right now. Take a big breather. I think I'm officially going to be on the downhill now. I think I'm at the top. Should be about 2 miles to camp. If it's downhill, I want to knock that out pretty quick. I gotta say, that was a hell of a climb. I mean, I've done a lot steeper, especially on like 4-pass loop and glacier, things like that, but that was a steep climb for sure. On cloud 9 right now. The sun's out. I know there's gonna be water down there. I got food, I got beer, I got shelter. Should be 0.8 of a mile to where I was initially thinking of camping. Might just go there. I'm thinking there might be some people there though. I don't know, but it might be a big enough campsite that I can kind of set up in the near area, but not right next to them. So there's a fire ring right there and good tent pads. There's even a lean-to. This would be a really good spot, but I know the water's like 1/4 mile down. Man, this place is just about to open up. That's the way I came. Might be McCurdy Mountain. Not 100% sure. Man, this is glorious. Well, I see campfire smoke straight ahead. I've made it to a beautiful creek where I filled up 3 liters of water. Actually, a 4x4 road ends here. There's a lot of people camping, including some people with some dirt bikes. And then it looks like more of the backpacker crews down there. They got a fire going. But I'm actually going to backtrack the way I came. Back to that campsite with the lean-to, because it's private. And that's what I want. It's a beautiful creek though, this thing. It's actually pretty funny that I'm going backwards. I saw that camp spot and really liked it, but I knew there was water further. There's actually water back the other way too, so I should have just filled up and then camped at that spot. All right, I found home for the night. This is gonna be great. There's a fire pit, there's a lean-to, and actually this tree right here looks pretty safe. I think I'm gonna actually just put my tent right here. Looks pretty level, and it's dry. That's the main thing. The under the tree you can see it's completely dry, so let's get to it. What a view. My God. It's beautiful. All right. I think it's about beer 30. Time to throw everything on the ground everywhere. Got my food bag, my stove set, batteries, chargers, etc. for camera. Got my Texas Atoll. I don't know, I think it's like Texas tequila. Bought some of that stuff. Toiletry bag. My puffy vest. Clothing. My tent. All right, made it to camp. About to get this tent set up. Maybe find some firewood and dry out some clothes and get a nice fire going. This is an awesome spot right now. This is gonna be home for the night. Tonight's first happy hour beer is Fremont Legend. Brand new beer. It is a cold IPA. It uses lager yeast and generally like American hops, kind of experimental things. So basically it's kind of like a blank canvas, and The hops are kind of like the painting. Cold IPAs are kind of new. There's a couple of them popping up here and there. Let's get this legend started. Remember the Tom Cruise movie called Legend? I hope this beer's better than that. It's not that bad of a movie. Beer. Oh man, that is really good right now. Oh. All right, it is dinner time. I bought a Backpacker's Pantry beef stroganoff, and when I was driving out here, I changed my mind and I actually went to Subway. So I have a foot-long Italian sub. It's gonna be amazing right now. I asked her to triple wrap it because I was backpacking. Let's see what we got. Check this guy out. Oh. Lemon peppers, tomatoes, spinach, turkey, provolone, more things that are delicious. That is so much better than a backpacker meal. Oh my God. This is so good right now. My God. What a day. I woke up and actually worked a half day today too before hiking out here. So I drove on out. Took about an hour and a half to get here. Hiked for about 4 hours. Got rained on, and here we are. The trail's actually right here, 20 yards down. Got a fire going. Got the tent set up. I just didn't want to be by all those groups. There were lots of people, and came out here for some solitude. Well, things are winding down here. It is 8:50. Got the fire going, having some dinner, and I'm actually gonna hit the hay pretty soon. Get all warmed up in the tent. I think I'm gonna set my alarm for 5. I'm gonna leave my tent and then come back after and break camp. Awesome first day. Hiked in about 9 miles, and tomorrow's gonna be a big day. I think about 24-ish miles, maybe 23. The weather should be clear tomorrow until about 1 or 2, and then the monsoon will come in as usual. Good food, good drinks, beautiful meadow. I mean, this is glorious. This is gonna be it for the first day of the trip, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It is day 2 of the trip. 24 miles to go today. It's about 5:30 a.m. Gonna get some coffee going and some oatmeal. Didn't sleep too well in general. I actually tossed and turned a lot. I'll see if I got the energy for the trip today. Hoping so. Let's go. Here's a look from the tent this morning. Nice clear morning. A little chilly, but not bad. So it is a pretty chilly morning here. I am at about 10,300 feet. Got all this fog coming in. Keeping an eye out for some moose or a deer or elk or anything. Beautiful spot. Can't wait for the sun to come up over this ridge and this meadow's just gonna blow up. I got this pour over coffee. Screw it. Let's do it all. Let's drink all the coffee. Dump a little sugar underneath. I do like black coffee, but to be honest, I do like a little sugar and cream sometimes. Sweeten things up for the morning here. Little blueberries and cream. Hot food and some liquids in me. Thought it would have cooled down a little bit. Oh man, but that is good. I want to live in here right now. Oh, that is so good. All right, I am packed up and ready to go. It is 7 o'clock, a little bit later of a start than I wanted. Left the tent intact with my big pack and sleeping bag, all that good stuff. And I got everything I need in this guy. 8 miles-ish to the end of the trail, 8 back to camp, and then break camp and head back down. Here we go. Day 2, the big day of the trip. This lens is a little smeary right now. I'm gonna fix it. It was just so humid back where I was. There was steam just coming up everywhere. The whole camera's got some condensation on it. But I am off. Awesome morning. Those fog curtains swirling around back there, just amazing. It's cool, everything's warming up. It was a pretty chilly night. Good temperature today. I do expect the storms to come back through a little bit past noon. Gonna kind of hustle today. Call this the car wash. We're just going through wet plants in the morning. I have made it to the start of the meadow. Wow. Good morning, Mr. Bird. It's a chirpy fella. Awesome color. Man, this is beautiful so far. All this steam floating up and wildflowers that are damp. It's pretty awesome. I love when you have a cold morning and the sun just warms you up. The way this meadow is angled, it's kind of east to west, so it's gonna be pretty awesome. Get some nice sun. I'll take this long sleeve off pretty soon. Looks like there's a creek going the full length of this meadow, so I can get water. So this is a steady climb until it gets to about 11,200 feet. And from there, I think it has a really good view. I'm gonna take a little break here and dry off my boots and my socks. They got really wet through these bushes. I don't want to get blisters this early, so I'm gonna let them dry for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. So I got my boots, socks, and insoles drying, and this is the way I'll be going. Should have maybe 2 more miles through the meadow. And this is looking back the way I came. People say this is really when the Colorado Trail starts to feel more mountainy, and I can agree with that. So I'm getting towards the end of the meadow. Definitely gaining some elevation steadily, but kind of riding on the side of the meadow. A little more elevation gain, and I'm gonna get to a really cool lookout that should have some good views. And then it's just a descent, like 600 or 700 feet descent to the end. There's water there. I'll refill at the end, take a break, get some snacks, and then head on back. Wow, what a beautiful spot. Well, I think I'm leaving the meadow And I'm gonna come to a trail junction pretty soon here. So I actually need to correct myself. Earlier when I said there was gonna be a view out towards Fairplay and South Park and all that, that is actually segment 5. But the good view was in fact just looking back at the meadow I'd hiked. I thought it was gonna be a view looking west, but it is not. Wow, I spoke too soon. 2 minutes after my last video where I said there wouldn't be a view, I got this. Kenosha Pass, 14 miles. So the Colorado Trail continues that way, but I need to go down to the Long Gulch Trailhead to technically finish this segment. I think I'm just about there. All right, I have made it to the end of the Colorado Trail, segment 4. The Lost Creek Wilderness Trailhead here, and the Long Gulch Trailhead's technically, I don't know, 1/8 of a mile down the road right there. I'm gonna hang out here, filter water, drink a quick beer, then it's back up that steep. That was a lot steeper than I thought. Back up the steep, and all the way through the meadow, get to camp, break camp, and then 8 miles further once I break camp. Make this a quick little stop and stretch out the legs a little, and we'll get going on the way back. All right, today's end of trail beer is Juicy West IPA from Crooked Stave. Recently got a rebrand. Can art's a little different. I like it a lot. It's got all these pine trees on there. Colorado Trail segment 4 is officially done. And these mosquitoes are driving me nuts. Got some pretty dark clouds up there. Kind of the way I'm heading too. Maybe they'll pass by the time I'm up. I'm about 0.8 the way back. Sunny, but then pitch black. I'm back to that spot where I had that view that I didn't think I would get. Let's take another look. Now that right there is a knife. You can tell because the way that it is. That is a lot of ants. The kingdom of ants. My next beer, it's a brew with a view. Crooked Stave Juicy East. It is double dry hopped with Citra, Matueka, and Strata hop. And it's delicious. It's delicious. Cheers. This section has definitely been my favorite. The first 8 miles kind of suck, to be honest. It's a old road. But once you get up here, I mean, this meadow is just so vast. It's time for the secret weapon, Snickers. It really does it. They are one of the best snacks. The taste of a Snickers is so good when you're out here. Complemented rightly by the landscape. Delicious and rewarding. I made it back to camp. All right, I packed up camp, left no trace, and gonna head out. The rain has actually slowed down as well, which is nice. The birds are chirping. I see blue skies looking to the west, so I'm hoping that these next 8 miles will be kind of rainless. Goodbye, camp spot. You treated me well. And goodbye, meadow. What a cool place. But it's time to go. So I'd definitely say this is the most wild section I've done. This part in particular, the trail's just steep and narrow. Man, this downhill is just nasty. It is just rocky and rooty and just rough. This is when I wish I had trekking poles descending like 1,000 feet in a mile. It's just rough on the knees. Man, downhill's worse than the uphill. So I'm curious what the parking lot's gonna look like. When I showed up yesterday, I think there were about 6 or 7 cars maybe. And now that it's officially 4th of July weekend, I can only imagine with all the people that I saw coming this way. I mean, I saw 30, 40 people, that I bet that lot is absolutely packed. I have made it back to the trailhead and I'm exhausted. What a trip. An absolute amazing trip. This is the end of my Colorado Trail Segment 4 backpack trip. Yesterday, showed up here at about 1:32, hiked in about 8.5 miles. Got rained on during that really steep part there. There are plenty of campsites all the way up to where I camped. Just wanted to get up to that meadow, which was fantastic. Had that meadow spot to myself. Left my camp intact and then hiked the 8 miles to the end of the segment today. 8 back to my camp. About a mile before the camp, I got rained out, so I had to kind of hunker down in some trees. Made it back to camp with it continuing raining. Broke camp and made it back down. And I gotta say, this was a lot of downhill today. It was a huge day, but what a segment. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.